If you feel and you know that we are going through a pivotal shift, we are shifting realities, shifting timelines, trying to anchor in this energy, trying to come into our power, and yet you're thinking that it feels like the complete opposite is happening, like things are falling apart instead of coming together, then this message from the universe is meant for you. This massive shift that we have been waiting for is here, but it's like a big, powerful wave that feels like it's invading our space. And the reason why it can feel like the complete opposite is happening to us energetically is because we are so used to giving away our power. We're so used to giving away our thoughts. We're so used to giving away our attention in that moment away. And what I found recently is that what we need to do in moments like this is to become our own counsel. We have to go inside and ask the questions. Like, is this true? Is this how I really feel? Or is it a reaction to something else, to someone else's opinion? Is this my belief? Is this really happening to me? Or is it a temporary experience that I am going through? And it's not therefore really happening to me. Really, I'm okay. And if so, I need to take a step back and see it for what it is. And from there, you could go, okay, well, what do I need to do now? Do I need to meditate, reflect, journal, or do I need to put my attention somewhere else? Get some space and do some mundane task. Or do I need to go out and connect with nature, grind my energy and just breathe? Because it's in this pause, in this space where your power lies. By mastering this space and choosing consciously, you take control of your reality and your beliefs. And you begin to attract the outcomes that you desire. And this is the kind of thinking, the kind of attitude that we need more of moving forward. We can all validate truth in our lives by how it feels viscerally in our bodies. So it's about thinking critically and questioning, because we have the authority within us to do that. It's no longer a time to blindly, unconsciously follow what we've been told to do, what we've been conditioned to believe and think. If you want to create, if you want to manifest a change, it starts from within. And this energy invites us to take responsibility, spiritual responsibility for our inner state of being. So as we now move forward and enter a new cycle, it's about calling all that fractured energy back to you and deciphering what's true for you, and then coming to a conclusion that aligns with the world that you are trying to create, with the version of you that you are trying to shift into. And if you're thinking, well, where is this new world? Well, it's being birthed through you, because we are it. We are all one consciousness. We are the change. And this is why the universe is calling you for you to rise up and do just that. And we are creating this change by going within, by taking ownership and honoring who we are, by changing the script, by rewiring our old beliefs, by undoing the old programming. But I don't want you to think that you are ever alone. The universe, the spirit team are helping and guiding you every step of the way through synchronicities, through messages. And it's why we are receiving messages and downloads to help the collective do just that. Now, the other part to all of this is fear. And it can be difficult to make change, to accept change, to go into the unknown because of fear. So how do we strip away fear? Now, if we were to look at this, we can split it up into two parts. On the one hand, we have been pumped with fear through media outlets, through social media, the way society should work, think and do, the way we should look, ideas about religion, heaven and hell and punishment, all the way to global warming. There are loads of ideas, low vibrational energies permeating in the atmosphere. And on the other hand, on a personal level, it may be particular belief patterns that we have lived through, even generational, thoughts associated with fear that stem from childhood conditioning, trauma, behavioral patterns, habits. Any heavy emotions that we have just shut away because they are too difficult to accept and acknowledge, too difficult to do something about, because it means going into the unknown, into an unknown territory, and it can be scary. And we've all been there. You may have heard me say feel to heal, but when we hear those words, our nervous system can often jump into a fight or flight state. It can cause us to run for the hills. We can make excuses, put up a guard or a barrier. But here's a key thing. When we avoid what's coming up to the surface or are in rumination of it, that becomes an anchor that drags us down into the depths of our soul. But when we get curious about our pain and we investigate the suppressed sensations and emotions, we begin the path of healing. And this is exactly what the universe is calling for you to do. And the way to navigate this shift, to get back to that center space so that you can hear from the heart, is by taking care of yourself and by going within. Healing happens when you get curious about who you are. The way you hold and carry that pain, that heavy emotion, that trauma, or that fear. It's not about focusing on the problem or the situation itself, but it's about taking and going within yourself, doing that deep dive and then releasing it from your energy field. And know that this discomfort that you're feeling is a bridge to your next level. And this is what will then create that long-lasting change and that inner transformation that you are searching for. There are loads of things that you can do to look after yourself. You can meditate, you can journal, you can nurture your heart, give it oxygen, give it self-love. You can go and connect and ground your energy with nature, or you can be still, rest, sleep, exercise, or just go for a walk. And you can also ask yourself some self-help questions. In my last 2 videos, I went through a load of questions, and I will link those videos in the description box below. So be sure to check those out for those self-help, self-critical questions that you can ask yourself moving forward. And you can also think about, what is it that aligns with you? Are you acting out in the opinion or the voice of others? That's part of an old paradigm, because it feels safe. And now perhaps the time has come for you to make a change, to really question and ask yourself what is true for you. And then perhaps it's now time to change the narrative, to change the script, to rewire those beliefs. This new change that we want, this new world that we are trying to create, it will come through us. As we come into a greater sense of ourselves and realize that life is happening through us and not to us. That we are the creators of our reality and we hold the power to change it. When we realize this truth, we begin to make the changes in our belief systems. Everything begins to change. The universe, your higher self, will begin to orchestrate things and ideas and opportunities for you. And I want you to remember that nothing bad is really going to happen, not really. So when you can and you allow yourself to feel into what is coming to light, the sadness, the pain, the grief, the anger that you've been holding on to, you will free up space. You will feel lighter. You will have clarity. And you will have had this inner peace that your soul was searching for that you never knew you needed. So if you can, for a moment, quieten the external noise, quieten your mind, quieten that negative inner dialogue, and say to yourself, well, what if something great is going to happen? What if something great is happening instead? Because if something is coming up, it's the universe's way of saying to you, do not be afraid to get emotional. Do not be afraid to look at the patterns, those beliefs, those lies, those things that we have been programmed into. Feel into it, get emotional, and then release it. And even though you may not see it, but the universe, your spirit team has got you and it's preparing you for something far better. It's not about escaping from it. It's not about avoiding it, but it's about understanding it because it is serving its own purpose. And let's not forget that you have the power of your own thoughts, the power and the authority to go, wait, hold on, hold that thought, hold that idea or that belief, and then go, wait, that's old thinking. Pause and then flip the script, flip the narrative, change that belief, rewire that thought. And then go, well, what if something great is going to happen instead? And then go deeper and then be like, well, what is that great new thing that I want to make happen? It's about bringing that great creator that you are in that present moment of here and now. And remembering that you have the power of the universal's energy at your disposal, which means that you have access to infinite energy, wisdom, and creative potential of the universe in that present moment of here and now. And if you're thinking, well, how do we know this? How do we use it? How do we do it? Well, we have what we have because of our mindset, our thoughts, our words, our intentions, and our actions. And we have what we have because of the universal laws, law of attraction, manifestation, and divine timing. And the energy of the quantum field is always working for us on our behalf. It doesn't discern if it's good or bad, but it comes down to how we think, how we feel, how we act, and the beliefs that we hold about ourselves that create our reality today, tomorrow, and the day after that. Remember, you are connected to something far greater than yourself. So by tuning into this energy can provide you with the clarity, support, and the guidance that you need on this journey. You know, it's about trusting in your abilities to influence your life with conscious intention and openness to the universe's energy. And yes, on the one hand, we came here to have these human experiences, you know, the trauma, the pain, the hardships, the joy, all of it. But by the same token, when something happens in your life and you are awakened, you are catapulted on your spiritual awakening journey, and you remember who you are and why you are here, and you realize your potential, then remember that you're capable also to consciously create the reality that you want. But if you're thinking, I've done it before and it hasn't worked, I don't deserve it, I will always be lonely, I will always feel this way. No, that's limiting, that's restricting. What you have to do is dive deep and go within. You have to break through that glass ceiling and open yourself up to the infinite possibilities that are waiting for you in the quantum field. And it may sound cliche, but believing in yourself more is what's going to fuel you to open that door and to step forward and create that ripple of change in your life. And even though we are shifting into higher frequencies, evolving spiritually, and we are powerful creators, I want you to know that moving into a lighter reality doesn't mean that it's all going to be calm, order, and clarity. You know, it usually pushes us into chaos, into overwhelm, into density first. Why? Because it shows us what needs to be released. It shows us the layer of old consciousness, of the old paradigm that needs to be shed and released first. And for many of us, you know, it could be old or perhaps even different wounds, beliefs, and patterns that come up to the surface. And this happens because deeper healing and integration are part of the ascension process, and unresolved aspects of ourselves come up to the surface to be understood, to be released, to be looked at, to be felt, and to be transformed. The key is to approach these experiences with compassion and curiosity as they signal where healing is needed the most, offering you a chance to let go of anything that does not align with your higher self, with your higher purpose. You know, the universe is calling you and letting you know that, you know what, change is here and it's happening. This divine energy that you have been waiting for is here. But are you ready to rise up and go within and do that deep dive? Because that is how you will create that change in your life. So embrace this process as a sign of progress instead of as a setback. And know that you're certainly not alone in your journey. You know, you are part of something grand, and just know that this is part of your spiritual awakening journey, part of the spiritual self that you came here to experience. For example, if you have been working on self-love and confidence and suddenly old insecurities and memories resurface, that doesn't mean that you haven't made any progress. It means that you're ready. You are that much more stronger and ready to face and access deeper layers that are now ready to be revealed. You know, clearing out this space will allow your inner garden to thrive fully. You know, those new seeds of intentions, beliefs, and ideas that you've planted will now flourish with new light. And if you're thinking, well, why is this happening to me? Why do I have to go through this? Because you were meant to be in this body right here, right now, at this exact moment, to be part of the great collective shift in consciousness. You know, you came here as part of your soul contract. And things that once worked for you, things that we've carried for a long time, are coming up to the surface because they are ready to be released at this moment in time from your energy field, from your body, and from your cells. You have waited, whether you know it or not, for this moment, for this phase, so that you can release whatever is no longer serving your higher purpose. But only you can make that decision, only you can make that choice in the present moment of now on how you wish to move forward, and whether you wish to feel into it or not, whether you wish to rewrite the script, rewire those old beliefs, and let go of the old programming. Only you can make that decision or that choice. Remember, true change begins from within. We are only stuck if we believe it to be. Rather than trying to control the external, focus your energy on cultivating inner growth, healing, and self-awareness. By shifting our perspective, taking responsibility for our thoughts, beliefs, and actions, we empower ourselves to navigate what life throws at us and the challenges with grace and resilience. Instead of being reactive to external events, we can consciously choose how we respond to situations with intention, wisdom, and compassion. I want you to remember that chaos or any type of disruption or painful situation is temporary information, and it's coming up to get your attention. But if in those moments you drop into your center, you drop into your heart and you connect, you create that sense of calmness, you're less likely to react instantly. You create that space for pause, for that stillness. Remember, I talked about this earlier. That's where your power lies. And then you can consciously decide how you want to observe and look at that situation, how you want to tackle it. You get a chance to get curious about it, critically think and ask questions. You get to dive deep into it. And that is how you then release it from your energy field. And when something comes up, it can either be easy or hard. It's all about perception. We can either fight it or go, okay, this is what's happening. Let's do that deep dive. Let's define, rewrite, decipher what is going on. Let's break it apart and get into it. Because we have it within us. We have the ability to go deep and ask those questions, to get curious about it, to look at it through different lenses. Because often what can happen is if something is coming up to the surface and it's a challenging thing, we can either avoid it or we can go, okay, thinking that we have that conscious awareness, but still go back to normal. And it's still there lingering in our energy field. But what we need to do is fully embrace it. We need to fully embrace it, as this will lead to a deeper connection with your true self. If not, it would just appear again, perhaps in a different situation, but the underlying energy of it will be the same unless you do something about it, and it will come back as a big storm. But you have the opportunity in that moment to do something about it. If you can't immediately do something about it, then that's fine. You might be at a party, you might be at a situation where something triggers you and you haven't got the space to go and do what you need to do. That's okay. Revisit it the next available opportunity that you get, but you must do that. You must do the inner work, and you will find the grace and the ease when you do. The universe, your higher self, your spiritual team is calling for you to look after yourself. Especially if you're feeling a little bit stressed, lost, confused, off kilter. It's calling you for you to take action that supports you. Because these energies are very strong, as well as the energies of manifestation and creation. It's all coming together fast. And these are changing times. Only you can make the choice how you wish to move forward during these times. Your spirit has already anticipated the changes that are headed its way, and now it's time for your heart and mind to catch up to it. A new world of opportunities, breakthroughs, and infinite abundance are opening up for you. So embrace this energetical shift and set intentions to step forward with grace and gratitude. If you have felt this energy and you have found value in this video, please subscribe for more videos like this and share it with others who need to hear this message. And I will see you soon. Take care. Much love. Namaste.